biological warfare, what do they expect me to do about it? It's not my headache.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
How's it going?
Now I'm actually trying to say hi.
I'm just here trying to crack open a cold one with my boys.
Cheers. Welcome to our recap episode for this, our second season of IONGAMING. It's been a lot of work for the whole team. We've gone to more conventions, done more episodes. We've cleared 300 now for the channel, all told.
Nice, nice. I'd applaud, but I'm holding this frosty can of Bart's root beer.
You know what's Bart's root beer? Because it's the one with bite.
We're gonna die on this hill, aren't we?
This is the hill we die on, absolutely.
As someone
Perfect.
just said, someone has to.
Right. So first things first, before we get too far into anything, looking back on Season 2, favorite moments?
Hillary, you start.
Probably playing Secret of Mana with everyone. That's the first co-op RPG I've ever played, and it was so good and so much fun. And even passing the controller back and forth for the different fights was entertaining, and it was great to share it with everyone here.
Actually, it was kind of a neat experience. Also, you should play more of the Mana games. They all have a co-op sort of element to them.
Well, they're bringing them out, aren't they? They're remaking them?
Well, they made the Mana Collection,
Right.
but no word if they're localizing it. Like, every few nights I just kind of sit at my window, longingly stare at it.
Switch is region free.
I kind of assumed there's
true.
going to be a
Like the sprite sitting in the branch at the end, just like, localize it.
They're like the New Age American Tale somewhere out there. Oh, wait, it's a game for me.
So, but yeah, no, that's definitely, that's pretty on my list as well.
up there.
Matt?
So, I mean, Secret Mana, of course, because, I mean, I've spent how many years listening to Dan talk about how amazing that game was, and finally being able to play with all my friends was just incredible. But playing NFL Blitz with Winterion was just so ridiculous.
We just laughed for 45 minutes.
It was literally just 3 episodes of us yelling and laughing, which is pretty much all that game is.
Yeah.
And we'll spoil this a little bit here some later, but we have, like, the studio space is below everything else, and so we're listening to Richard and Matt playing this, like, every 15 seconds, just death, like, this. We have decent, it's not the best soundproofing here, but
But we
just,
have
some.
It's their
You have some.
soundproofing,
Yeah,
yeah.
upstairs.
it was raucous. Like, we could have, like, what are they?
He was like, what happened now? Jeez.
The 2-player game that sounds like a 4-player game.
I'm not sure I was ever more excited to, like, watch the footage for the editing than I was for the NFL Blitz stuff, just because of how much you were selling it with the laughter while you were
And
playing.
were you disappointed?
No.
The games themselves were great too. It went down to the wire pretty much every game.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 of your 4 games were really close. Like when
Quality
we,
football.
like in Season 1 when we did NBA Jam Tournament
Oh
Edition.
my
Yeah.
god.
Like the same
Yeah.
idea. Like we had those
Oh, that
really
ending. I was so
close
sad.
Yeah.
games. You know, same idea.
It's like NFL Barrel of Laughs.
Aaron?
Okay, so, I mean, for my highlights, I don't want to cover Secret of Mana again, because I'm pretty sure everyone's going to cover it, but I have 5 words for you, and it's, oh, the huge mana tree! That is probably the best gaming pun I've ever heard in my life, and it wasn't mine!
You did
good fun.
yeah, you got robbed on that.
So I'm
pretty
a little
hard.
jealous, but I'm also really proud. And it's not because we're related. Also, I guess an honorable mention goes to playing the Black Knight pinball machine. Because, I mean,
yeah.
I just loved proving that you don't need to play mechanics to win.
It's true. She just hit the same loop
Yeah,
20
it
times.
worked. It worked, though.
and hit a ransom.
You mean the physical version, right?
Yes, the
Okay,
in-person
so
version.
point of clarification, not coming out till Season 3.
Not soon. It's
But
Yeah.
soon, yeah. Because I insist on subjecting guys to pinball as much as is earthly possible. We played Black Knight 2000 at Retro World Expo up in Hartford this October.
They
did
have the
and
table.
see, that table seems to pop up
You can
everywhere.
hear it
I
all
think
the
it's the
way
people
away.
at Save Point that are bringing it from convention to convention,
Okay.
so I want to give them a thank you very much to Save Point for that. But that table, and it's a nice LED mod they did on it too. That was the table we played, and yeah, Aaron crushed us.
No, we need to do like a rewind, so I say, like, don't watch this video before you see our playthrough. Because that's spoilers right there.
Touche.
Everything was lit.
It's kind of my favorite.
Lit ass.
I'm excited just for that alone.
Speaking of, Richard.
But I wasn't done.
Oh, you're not? What
I
else?
was gonna say
Damn.
maybe we should talk about D, but we don't talk about D. Okay, your
Why
turn.
not?
I don't know, D was pretty great. If Laura
We don't
would look
talk.
up.
It's
Ragula was pretty great. That was if I'm going to give one moment to D, it's either that or Matt, or the zooming in camera on the guy in the chair, and Matt doing, I want my TV. Which was just well played.
Also, we didn't mention it yet, but I want to point out that if you heard the aha, like 89, it's not part of the game. It's not like a sound effect it plays every time you solve a
There was that
puzzle.
confusion.
It's a Hearthstone sound effect from the Archmage Antonidas card. Every time you cast a spell, he says, aha, and you get a fireball
You
card.
understand, people were really stoked at Antonidas back then.
So, like, he had the little phone and, like, the soundboard for it, and every time we solved something, he was just kind of on the sly hitting the button on the phone.
Aha!
Oh, we all thought it was great. It was part of the game, guys.
That's right there. It should have been part of the game.
The Antonidas DLC. 3D over there this time.
That's all
But,
it has. The whole DLC
so-
is the AHA DLC.
Right. For my actual favorite moments, it would pretty much be any of the ridiculous moments in Suikoden.
Oh my god.
Specifically, like checking all the wardrobes. I had never done that before.
Watermelon summer sweater.
The summer sweater, the lame tuxedo, a negligee for some reason. It was like a fruit patterned business tie. There was the most ridiculous clothing, and I never knew those were there. Ever.
The craziest part is when you're in there, the sides that you can't check are also the wardrobes.
Right.
Like, those aren't the walls. It's just more
It's
wardrobes.
just more-
Like, that's the thing. Like, I think I've gone through it with you maybe twice, like once or twice by now, and you never saw the wardrobes. It made like the experience all the more like authentic.
No. There was definitely a lot to enjoy there. As we, a review should be coming out for that soon. But also the Robbers Tea, my new favorite branded drink. in the
Anytime
world.
you can, like,
Excuse me?
sloganify something in a
New
game,
favorite.
right? It's so good. Yeah, I was worried I was losing you on that episode. Like,
Oh, you did.
you laughed to the point where I think you were breathless.
Yeah, no, there was a point where I was still laughing, but no sound or air was coming out of me. I was just curled over doing
That's
that.
asphyxiation.
Yeah,
Wait, no.
Oh, yeah, that's Robert's Tea for you.
The literal hint of death.
Wait, no sound or no sound.
No! Take them to the gravy boat.
That's my favorite part of watching.
It was that, and then the last one I think was the was going to the town of the elves. It's like surely the damage couldn't be this bad.
Oh, so the buildings are missing, but the tree looks like, oh my god!
It was barely even a stump. There was nothing
Like,
left.
I remember about 80% of that game, but the 20% I didn't remember was well worth the price of admission.
Absolutely. Yeah, and those were probably my moments because it was playing through a game that I've been wanting to play forever, and just being getting a new perspective with the co-pilot, and it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, so for me, it's a couple things. One, you'll see this in the studio tour, but I do a lot of work trying to get the place up and running and like the system set up and the games and kind of organize everything here. So we got a chance to try out some new systems this year. The two games we got to play for the Panasonic 3DO, both D and Jadnos, the People's Party. That was a lot of fun for me to do. Getting to fire up the Genesis with Matt and do Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was a total blast because there were games like I would still want to like maybe play on the Genesis, something like Rocket Knight Adventures that just looks so unbelievable in the RGB where you're like really showing off what the system can do. But anytime we can try something different with that, and going through season 3, we've got even more systems that we've gotten set up that we can now record and get really nice video and audio footage out of them. So that's one thing. And then obviously it's been said by just about everybody else here, but Secret of Mana was huge for me. I said it when we started the recording. It is one of like 5 reasons I started the channel in the first place. And getting to like go through something like a quarter century later and re-experience it with friends was a total blast. I was like this close to breaking at the end of that last
It was a
episode.
treasure.
It was.
It really is.
That was a lot
It
of fun.
really is.
Yeah, I think for you and me, this is a very cathartic season, being able to do like the one game that we've been wanting to do.
Oh
for
yeah.
a
Suikoden
long
and Secret
time.
of Mana getting knocked out in the same year was kind of like you have to get this off our shoulders so we can move
Right.
on.
It's like now I can move on and do other games. I can
Yeah.
stop talking about these.
Yep,
All right,
absolutely.
Barney's hide and seek. Here we go.
It's okay, Dan. You can
Good
tell us
job.
that your favorite moment of the season 2 was having to edit that atrocity. You can admit
I
to it.
actually had fun with the very last bit of it with the clam. Like, I worked you have no idea. I spent almost as much time cutting those 2 episodes as I did trying to get the audio. Like, I had to go get different audio from, like, one part of the episode. And then I had to get the video, zoom in the video, clean it up a little bit. I had to find a part of the video where you were standing still long enough for the audio clip that happened to have a clam in the shot and, like, zoom in on it, and it's just like...
Look, a clam!
I was so happy I just had enough footage to be able to pull that off. So that was the highlight of that one for me. And then, I guess, it's more of a Season 3 thing, but we've got some unused footage from Season 2. Some games we played, you mentioned Black Knight 2000, some other stuff that we've either had donated to us or we've gone and picked up. So thank you to everybody for that, and we're definitely looking forward to getting through the complete backlog of stuff that's been sent to the studio next year.
Send more terrible games.
But not Mario Tennis.
Why? Mario Tennis had maybe the best intro of any
That's
game.
true, the
Intro
was
belonged in
amazing.
another game. It belonged
It was
nowhere near
really
Mario
good.
Tennis.
The
Tennis
intro was
Quest.
amazing.
It was like top 10 anime betrayals. It was amazing.
How often do you see like a Wario and Waluigi like montage?
It's true. The intro was amazing. The game, yeah.
No, not so much.
That's true.
It was
Waluigi had
meant
more.
to torture us.
Waluigi had more character development in that 10 minutes than in like the rest of his games combined.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Was there a Waluigi's Mansion, or am I making that
No,
up?
we're saying that should be a thing.
That
should
Okay.
be
Totally
That'd be
in there.
amazing.
Take note, Nintendo.
It's just, he's just going
Yeah,
to like a
Nintendo.
gingerbread house, completely flipped.
Hey, worked for Symphony of the Night.
It did?
Upside Down Castle.
Oh, yeah.
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 That would be a good one. But we'll save that sort of talk for the discussion of what to do next year.
Yes.
When we're not bunkered down in the historic video gaming district working on IONGAMING, we're on the road. Season 2 was a particularly busy year for Winterion Game Studios. It all starts with our local convention, MagFest. 4 days of awesome at National Harbor, and four panels. Play is Practice with Tom, Tim, and Professor Nam. Building Games Literacy with Amanda Lang, James Portnow, Chris Totten, Bobby Schweitzer, and Phil Salvador. Transmediation of Games and Opera. And of course, Lessons from Let's Plays, the studio's first official panel with the entire WGS team. It was a weekend to see friends, teach with colleagues, and game with friends from out of town. After that, it was on to Awesome Games Done Quick, held locally here to watch the world's best speedrunners raise over $2 million for cancer prevention, and participating in the Global Game Jam. Oh, this happened.
Daniel Craig Greenberg.
So that's pretty cool. From there, it was up to Philadelphia. We proudly sponsored this year's Too Many Games in Oaks, PA, watched some great moments, and delivered a lecture panel looking back at Sega's hardware history with Shane Luis of Re-Res. July meant a trip to New Jersey and the Silver Ball Museum in Asbury Park. It's dozens of tables, old and new alike, and a few hours with an old friend. Back home, a MagLabs lecture was followed by a visit to the Serious Play Conference to learn in engaging workshops and listen to lectures from Nolan Bushnell, Jesse Schell, and many other great speakers. Come September, it was up to a video game con in Parsippany, New Jersey for a night of sushi and ice cream with pals. And then to Chicago for Gamer Grace in St. Charles, Illinois, lecturing on design tips for color deficiency in gaming. Finally, the whole team tripped up to Hartford for Retro World Expo to game out and host 2 talks, one on serious games and one on games literacy with Leonard Herman and Norm Caruso, the gaming historian. In addition to the wonderful conventions, we also challenged the best spuds to some pinball, interviewed for the documentary The Bits of Yesterday, and penned another retrospective for Hagen's Alley. Winterion Game Studios also proudly sponsored the 8th annual NES Marathon, hosted by Pat, the NES Punk Contri, Ian and Vonnie Ferguson, Andre Meadows of Black Nerd Comedy, Gerard Khalil the Completionist, and his fellow beard bro, Alex Fasciani. The event raised over $22,000 for AmeriCares, providing hurricane and disaster relief, an important cause that we were on. Well, I'll just let Pat say it.
Winterion Game Studios, honored to sponsor this year's NES Marathon, founded by Professor Daniel Greenberg, who's contributing to a certain SNES guidebook. At George Mason University's Computer Game Design Program, Winterion Game Studio produces IONGAMING, an online video series that features Let's Plays, challenges, reviews, and informative lecture panels from conventions nationwide. Season 3 begins December 11th. Watch episodes at youtube.com/Winterion Game Studios.
This season would not have been possible if not for the efforts of a few important individuals who are no longer with us.
We'd like to take a moment to pause and reflect on those who we've lost.
Not on your carpet for my homies.
Please don't.
Okay.
Arms out for the home.
All right, so what are we playing next year?
Well, I guess we'll start with me this time.
Yeah, we're all looking at you, buddy.
Okay, fine. So I kind of had this idea of doing like 2 long-form RPGs per season. You know, I think it was Mystic Quest and Suikoden for this last one, or Mystic Quest first season.
Well, Mystic Quest was this year.
Okay.
I'd say in terms of long form RPGs, we had Mystic. I'm sorry, I'm thinking Mystical Ninja was this year. Mystic Quest was season 1.
Okay.
So, yeah, so we had Mystic Quest season 1. We had Secret of Mana and Suikoden this year.
Yeah, I feel like I did. Oh, Suikoden Mana was the
There
other
you go,
one.
yeah.
Right.
But yeah, no, I definitely want to do like 2 long form sort of JRPGs because that's just my forte. It's what I know the most. But there's some other things I really want to do. Top of that list is probably Cave Story. Great platformer made by one dude like 8 years ago. Still holds up incredibly well. Excellent soundtrack, cool characters, really fun game. And it would actually be kind of fun just to because I've never played it on a big screen. I have like the DS copy, but we can like rig up Steam to run it on here and just do it that way.
Yep.
I also want to finally get back to getting ready for Journey to Silius. I've hinted at that one on Twitter before, and I really want to make sure I nail that down. Probably hoping by the middle of the season at latest.
Your next Ninja Gaiden adventure.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've done like a difficult platformer.
Yeah.
Looks pretty tough.
Because I mean, some people have problems with Mega Man X, but I just don't.
No, yeah, we saw you didn't have any problems.
Alright, so we're just gonna set some time. Richard comes in. Settle down, kids. Watch how it's done. Boom, 10 minutes.
Pretty much. And then the last one, I don't know if I'll get to it, but like a dream of mine would be to do Mega Man Legends, speaking of Mega Man. It's Mega Man in a 3D adventure world.
Oh, dude, I remember.
N64 or PlayStation?
I have the PlayStation one, so probably that.
Okay.
And I said Mega Man Legends, not Mega Man 64.
It'd be a fun one to watch.
I think that would be a lot of fun because it's it's a Mega Man with exploration.
It's voice
Mega
acted
Man
too, isn't
Exploration.
Yeah, it's voice acted.
it? Yeah.
It is voice acted, and not necessarily well. Mega Man's a Canadian.
That's part of why I watch
It's amusing if nothing else.
What are you talking about?
God.
Oh no, it's
That would be amazing.
It's worse than Male Shepherd.
I like Male Shepherd. Mark Meir does a decent job. He's just not a very good shepherd.
He's always saying nice things about you.
Does it have like Dr. Wally in there?
Dr.
No,
Wally.
no. That's a whole new level of
No way, all womb.
bad voice acting. Mega Man 8 was
That's
just
it,
a
yeah.
show.
It was
Yikes.
a show.
Aaron?
Anyways,
Okay, so I mean, first of all, I want to do more duo games with Richard because we have fun with those, right? 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 We have fun. We have fun. Aaron has fun.
yes, we do. We honestly do.
We're gonna do some Steam games like To the Moon, get some feels in there, do some Walking Dead. It's supposed to be horror, but it's actually gonna be
For
pretty
more
fun.
feels in there.
Well, just a quick segue, real quick.
Yeah.
Is Walking Dead even about zombies anymore?
No.
The
Like-
show
The
or
show
the
is
game?
not.
The show.
Yeah,
The show is not anymore.
All I know is the game's like Telltale Games. It's gonna be good.
Okay.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be good.
yeah.
I like
It's
Tales
gonna
from
be
the
funny.
Borderlands.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't played a bad Telltale game in years.
So, and here we are.
Yeah, I also wanted to throw in some more NES games from my childhood. So, like, I was thinking maybe we could do some, like, Blades of Steel. I always wanted to play Base Wars for this
Base
channel.
Wars.
I
I will
love
jump on
Great
Base
game.
I was gonna
Wars.
say, I feel like
Wouldn't
you
though.
jumping that quick. Like,
That
I'd
is-
have to sit back. I was more of a Super Baseball Simulator kid.
Okay.
Those are my two favorite, like, NES sports games right there, though. And also A Boy and His Blob, because I think that'd be a fun journey. I used to play that with my dad. And it's kind of the same concept of, like, Kirby, where you can, like, transform into different things. I don't know. I think that's really fun.
We could do like a big David Crane thing. We could do like Pitfall, and we could do A Boy and His Blob, and then we could do David Crane's Amazing Tennis.
That was a thing.
Better than
That
Mario
was a
Tennis,
thing.
probably.
Yikes.
Better than Mario Tennis. It's okay.
It's really
There was another game I wanted to touch on, but I think Matt was going to mention it too, so maybe we can do that one together.
She's talking about Crystallis for the NES.
I probably would cry. 'Cause
God.
that is my like one go-to that I really want to do for this channel, but I feel like I'm not ready. Like I feel like I have to build myself up to that.
It's probably the only SNK game I've ever played or like really seen.
I think I know who's running that one.
yeah, for sure.
Also, Richard and I, we had an absolute blast with Halo 1. Like, that's probably my favorite thing we've done so far.
That was pretty good.
Halo 2 is definitely coming for next season. That's definitely happening. And, like, I got a really good kick out of playing Barney's Adventure and another generously donated, arguably, questionably decent game that was donated.
Yeah, one of our Patreon supporters decided they weren't being generous enough, decided they also needed to subject us to something that'll be in Season 3.
Yeah.
Keep subjecting us. I love it.
Oh no,
It's the
he
greatest.
gave me like 3 other games too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now I'm saying bring it on. I want all the crappy Wii shovelware. I want to just have a lineup of Wii shovelware games to suffer through.
Just
We
lay it
did Touch Your
on.
Luck, didn't we?
That was a decent game, though.
No,
I mean, it's based off of a decent game, so the
Yeah.
rules are like the
The-
gameplay itself is fine.
The music.
The music was just
It's the when you watch those commercials and they do the thing where like it's just off so that they can legally use it. It's not actually.
Oh,
music.
no.
Like, close
You know?
enough.
well,
But
they
the
played
game-
like the first couple bars and then just cut the music.
The game wasn't
That's how
good
they're trying to play
though.
before
Some of the questions they would ask, I was clearly hinting at a male answer.
Oh,
And there was 1 male and 3 female answers and stuff like that. It wasn't a good game.
Oh, that was the Happy Feet question.
That's
Yes.
It was so dumb.
It's like the female speaking the name was like Tom, Bill, John, Angela.
All right.
Okay,
It's 2017.
I'll take
man.
my money, thanks.
It was good, but it was awful.
Yeah.
No whammy.
Who
whammy.
next?
Well, I want to play through both Knights of the Republic games.
Okay.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Classic.
Acknowledgement!
I was gonna say, yeah, like the first one I loved, the second one I would have loved if they'd finished it.
Yeah.
The second one,
I'm gonna
the
play
mechanics
this.
are a little bit easier to play. It's less
Yeah,
frustrating
yeah.
to play,
Yeah,
but
own
the
it.
story is not nearly
I
as
bought it for
good.
you.
Oh yeah.
And I'm playing the first one again, and the mechanics are terrible.
Yeah,
But the storyline's so good, and the characters are so great in it, it's totally worth it.
Yeah, I didn't play that for the first time until I want to say earlier this year, even.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, man, it does not hold up all that well.
No, it
The
really
first and the
doesn't.
second.
The
The
first.
first one.
Like combat
The
wise,
mechanics are
mechanic-wise,
so
no.
terrible.
Like,
I don't know. I mean, I'm usually really picky about like mechanics and stuff, but I fell in love with that game so quickly.
I really love the game, it's just that you can only queue up one action. It's just
I've always
the
had a
worst.
love-hate relationship with Bioware games in the first place because they can never decide if they want to be turn-based or real-time.
And it's kind of
Why-
halfway between on the first one.
I really like Mass Effect because they took the Secret Mana idea and just made an
A
action wheel and kept the game otherwise flowing pretty quick.
Yeah,
Right.
I love
Yeah.
the first.
I feel
That's
like Knights of the Old Republic was close, like with the actions you picking above your head and stuff, and it plays okay on console with the controller. So I felt like they were almost, but not quite there.
the Steam was like without having like a Steam controller, it was a little bit of a pain to choke through.
Just for
Yeah,
that reason, like
the Steam version of it too has some bugs
Yeah.
that I
Yeah,
need
it
to
does.
try to work through before.
Oh yeah,
I
we made the best book ever. Where after a cutscene or like, as soon as you get into a combat, you can't move.
But yeah, you can't move the character, so you switch to the other character and you just play that character until both of them can't move, and then you reload.
Now, there was something that you were able to turn off that would make it. I think it was like you could turn off VSync for some reason.
Right.
Somehow
that
it makes no sense.
The only thing I
Yeah.
can think of is like literally the way it's coded, like the one command, like if you don't do VSync, it doesn't go into like something that then calls something to like a frame buffer that then misses an address to something, like some
Yeah,
ridiculous.
so like you'll play with like 2 or 3 people in your party, and you'll cycle through until you can't control any of them anymore, and then you have to reload, and then you control all of them again.
It's
and you go
tragic.
through that, yeah.
So we'll
yikes.
probably play a console version of that.
Yeah, probably.
And then for myself, first things first, definitely want to clear out the library of stuff that's been donated to us. The one I'm practicing at the moment is Solar Striker for the Game Boy. So I want to be able to do a complete playthrough of that. Additionally, we are bringing on a producer behind the scenes to help out with us. Alex has been kind enough to accept, and she'll be joining us here at WGS. And she has asked, and I have kind of agreed to play through Corandia, because she's a bit of an adventure game junkie.
Mm-hmm.
I had to twist her arm to
Oh,
get that
oh,
right,
Oh,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, it's so hard to get
and-
into.
and
Look
we-
at the Galaxy Quest Twitter, and then you'll see nothing but adventure game gifts.
But they're all great.
And
they're all-
those games.
they're all
They are
perfect.
fantastic.
spot on.
And so I think it'll help not just like to get comfortable doing that and like work on that game, but also you're gonna pick up about 50 to 75 things that have happened that are like D&D tables over the last like 10 years.
Oh, no, I'm excited for that one because I want to know what
Yeah.
why the hell blueberries are so expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
References to all that stuff. So definitely looking forward to that. And then finally, because I'm a pinball junkie, there may or may not be like my favorite pinball machine of all time may or may not be getting a digital release soonish, but I have not gotten total confirmation on that yet. So
Bonsai Run.
what I can say is now that we have the working PC Engine and TurboGrafx 16, we can do Devil's Crush.
So that was one I actually did play when we were up at Retro.
Yeah.
I got to play it a bit, and I'm like, this would be a great game for. Oh my god, it's a pinball game. Dad!
Yeah. So Devil's Crush, and then additionally, systems that we have gotten online but have not done episodes for stuff yet would be like the Coleco. So I may get us to play something like Mr. Do or Ladybug. Something that's like, or Carnival, something like Coleco exclusive to get a feel for that system. And then obviously we're going to be making some more forays into PC stuff because we have the PC and we'll explain kind of how we do everything here when we record stuff. But we don't necessarily have the library of PC games in the channel yet. So I think it would be good, since we do play a lot of PC games, we just haven't been recording them, to start getting that stuff up and playing some PC games here.
So, in addition to working hard on the show, we've been working hard on the studio here at Clifton. We thought it'd be fun to give everyone a little snapshot of where things are so far in the renovations. So, let's head on in and take a look. Starting with the library. It's here we keep the studio's collection of titles, systems, and various collectibles. Custom Shadow Fox cases protect some of our favorites, and interspersed among the novelties are games both old and new. The adjacent studio, seen here, is where IONGAMING happens. It's a collaborative space designed specifically for the show. On the coffee table, systems we're using are within controller's reach of the couch. These consoles help provide the authentic hardware experience, with the older ones specifically modified for crisp RGB output, fed directly into the XRGB Mini FrameMeister. Where available, breakout cables send an additional video signal to the Trinitron for light gun games. XLR microphones on movable stands adjust to each person's spot on the couch. And that audio feed, as well as the audio and video feed from gameplay, are fed into two synchronized tracks on the studio recording PC. It's here that the footage can be reviewed before it's used to produce episodes of the show. Our logo shelf holds controllers for the systems, and the charging station's wireless headsets keep the game audio from bleeding into the voiceovers. Once we got the microphone here and a controller, we're good to go.
Alright, special thanks. This time we...
Special things.
So we'll start with Matt.
Put you on the spot, boy.
Oh boy. No, so I want to first, obviously, I want to thank everyone that took time out of their day to watch our videos. I mean, we try to make it as entertaining as possible, and we do, right? But really want to thank all of our viewers and everyone who interacts with us, leaves suggestions, feedback, anything like that to help us better the channel. Obviously, thanks to Dan for all the work he puts in, like, with the studio, with the editing, with organizing everything, the panels. It's like the amount of work he puts into this is just phenomenal, and we're lucky to be able to benefit from that. Hopefully we can help a little more down the road to take the load off. Thanks to our very generous game donors.
With Mario Tennis. Thank you.
Without you, we probably would not have realized the true meaning of
The word
friendship
stop.
and the word stop and
Taught
what
so
is and what is not a duck. And last, I want to thank, there are a couple of communities that I and a couple of us have been interacting with. First is the Cartridge Club, great group of people, almost like a video game book of the month club where we can interact and talk with the games we played. And I've been trying to get more into streaming. I know Richard's been doing a great job with his streams lately. I've been streaming on Mixer lately, and the Killer Squad stream team has been an incredible group of people, just positivity, promoting each other, trying to better our channels, helping with technical stuff and all of that. And it's just been an incredible asset. So thanks to all of you guys.
Thank you.
Wow, you're looking at me. I don't want to follow that up.
Go for it.
Yeah, I pretty much summed up everything anyone's gonna say. So yeah, I have to thank everyone in this room because like where would we be without all of us, including myself, you know.
I wasn't sure if you're brushing off your shoulders trying to get my hand.
Your hand is warm. Please stay. I mean, of course, I have to thank Dan because this is literally like his life. He puts his heart and soul into this channel, and like I wish I could do more. Like I want to like devote everything I can. Like if we all devoted as much time as he puts in his channel, like
3 billion subscribers.
we would get so many.
The sky is the limit.
But yeah, like Matt said, I also wanted to like thank everyone who's like donated games, followed us from the start, like who just shows us so much like love and kindness. It's like it really warms my heart. Like, we just like this is our second year. Like we started from the bottom. We're kind of a little bit further from the bottom now, thanks to you all. And I really appreciate that.
There's a visible line. You can see the shadow of you.
down
You know
there,
you're airborne.
and we're above it.
So I just want to say thanks for coming along.
We're doing
Partner,
the
definitely
David
not
Blaine
done.
levitation
Nice.
on one
Yes.
foot off of the bottom.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
All thanks to you guys. So yeah,
Modest success.
thank you for being our special friends.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming along, partner.
That's funny because I literally just said that like 20 seconds ago, but everyone was talking over me.
Oh, no.
That's like,
We missed it.
anyways, just rewind it and you'll see. And
You're gonna have people like on the video being like, "Wait, did she really?" You should go back
everyone's
20
like,
seconds.
"Ooh."
If you found it, timestamp it in the comments.
Yikes, you'd really hate to see that. Now you just like the
Get Rex 2018. That's the hashtag.
the D-bag bandana. It's your job. Anyways,
Petty Wop 2018.
Speaking of the bandana.
The bandana. So, thanks first goes to like everyone, the other two were saying, our growing fan base. You know, really cool that we have as many people talking about us and talking to us as we do. Especially when you guys send us games to either enjoy or suffer through, as might be the individual case.
appreciated.
Yeah, you know, it really is. You know, thanks to you guys for really just putting in as much effort as you do. I mean, we all work full-time jobs. We're busy like 50 hours a week, and we still want to come out here and like play games for the internet. And that takes dedication, let me tell you.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what. Game accessories. So I also wanted to thank Dan for just for keeping this going, for keeping it strong for 2 years, and clearly not stopping anytime soon. Being a professor, let's player, streamer, lecturer, storyteller, and editor guy all in one, I couldn't do that.
Blows my mind.
I just couldn't.
Can't mentally like.
So thanks to all of all the cons and expos that have hosted us this year. We really enjoyed visiting all of you guys, and just the support that you've given us there, and the people coming up and saying, hey, that was really damn cool. I also wanted to throw out a couple of thanks for the Summer of Suikoden guys, Game Dave and Jimmy Hoppa, for getting us, putting our names out there and mentioning us, and while we were playing that game, it was actually really cool to have bigger name people being like, hey, check these dudes out. It's always just a warm and fuzzy.
It was a super serendipitous thing, too, because we didn't actually know about their Summer of Suikoden until we started releasing episodes.
But you better believe we jumped on that.
But then it was like, wait a second, this is a thing that's happening? And just just imagine Tiny, is it okay? Can we use the hashtag, please, Mr. Sir?
100% calculated.
And yeah, so it was cool to be amongst a crowd of people kind of doing that thing. It's the same idea with the Cartridge Club, right? It's people that are kind of together doing the same thing at the same time and kind of talking about the game and showing what they enjoy about it.
Right, just sharing your experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag Winter of Winterion.
We're gonna make that
quietest
a thing.
hashtag.
Not trending on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't think that was trending, buddy. That's about it, though. It's all the people I mentioned. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Like everyone else has said, thank you to all of you guys who watch our videos. Without you, we'd still be having fun, but it wouldn't be quite the same as it is to sharing it with you guys.
This is true.
I also want to thank all of you guys here for continuing to introduce me to all these games that I've never played, since I've only ever played PC games. And I really couldn't ask for better people to share it with and a more fun time doing it. And of course, a huge thanks to Dan for kind of keeping us on track, keeping content flowing, doing a lot of the work that we don't do. So.
Keeping us on track is sort of a relative term.
Relative.
We go off the
It's-
rails
that's
more than
true.
once or twice.
He's like, we need to play a
A
game.
track
We're
that
gonna
keeps
do it.
moving forward rather than.
I'm not
There
trying
we
to
go.
stabilize the train. I'm just trying to lay tracks down in front of you
Yeah, so we
as
don't,
it wobbles
we
behind.
don't derail because
Just
of
guide
that.
it back.
It's a circle.
It's the bowling bumpers.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. You
There
keep
you
us
go.
in.
I'm just
the
running
lane.
down each of the lanes simultaneously. No ball. No, stay.
Right, you keep us all in the lane, but not necessarily hitting all the pins every time.
You get one pin.
Speaking of, that was a fun game to play too.
Drumsticks
Oh.
McGubbins.
Drumsticks.
This is called Daddy's Leaving Us.
But I reunited the family.
Dear God.
All the feels.
American hero! Huge mana tree pun.
It was just, I've never had such a roller coaster of emotions. Bowling.
I should not have hit that shot.
You shouldn't
It
have.
was so good.
That's what we needed, Richard.
It was.
You did what was needed. It's what the family needed.
The channel would have died if I didn't hit that.
Here comes the social worker.
You missed the time between all of them. Oh, unsubscribe.
It's the guy's hovering over the like button when we missed the shot. Alt F4, we're out.
On that note, oh gosh, where do I start with the thanks? I guess we start with Patreon supporters, obviously, because no one is supporting us more than people that are literally willing to actually, pay for us to do this. I just want to mention that we have a really great community on Discord and online, so if you are interested in interacting with us, talking to us, playing games, whatever, that does come with the Patreon subscription, and we do have people that we interact and play games with and stream with sometimes as well, kind of in there. So we invite anyone interested to do that. To our subscribers who don't, thank you still. We really appreciate everybody that's there and watching and just kind of... It feels like a really simple thing. Like, literally all you're doing is just hitting a button, it's done. You don't even get the notifications anymore the way you used to, so it's not like it's a spammy thing. But it's just a great, if someone's willing to log into YouTube and hit a thing and say, I accept this as part of the sphere of things I have interest in, that alone is enough for me, because we're not monetized, so it's not like it means much in the sphere of things. It's just nice to know that you have that interest from people.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to go off real slightly and thank everybody at George Mason University's School of Computer Game Design. I've been lucky enough to teach there for a few semesters now, and to all my students and to everybody kind of that's part of that, that's responsible for making what's going to be the next generation of games for, I guess, the senior citizen version of me to play eventually. I'm going to give you a thank you in advance. I really appreciate getting the opportunity to share what we learn with all those students.
He'll give you an A if you promise to do away with loot boxes.
We did mention that a couple weeks ago. It's not an A, but that's a lecture for another day. I do want to thank everybody at all the conventions we got to attend this year, from the organizers all the way down to the volunteers and staff that worked them on a daily basis. It can be thankless work. Conventions are really, really difficult. Tensions can be high for all the people running around trying to make the thing happen. But I think to an event, we had a terrific time going places this year. And so thank you in no particular order to the folks at Too Many Games and MagFest. And the Let's Play Gaming Expo was last year. So Retro World was this year as well. Gamer Grace out in Indiana. And then, hopefully next year, Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I have been told from everybody that this is sort of the must-attend West Coast event.
I've seen a lot of
It's
people
exciting.
going to
Yeah.
that on Twitter.
So, gonna have to find a way somehow to get out there.
I can't believe Chris did RWX and then went straight to...
Right.
Well, yeah, because we did the
It's
trip up
crazy.
to, it wasn't game-related, but we did a trip up to Buffalo and Toronto, and that was like a 14-hour drive, and then the next weekend drove to Hartford, so...
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's it. And then, obviously, the four of you. This is the sort of thing that I could have been like, Dan plays games, and talk over things and just kind of go on and on about it.
We would
But
have had 4 more subscribers that way.
who cares? It's a thing where part of the unique element of games isn't just the interactivity, it's a shared experience. And me playing Secret of Mana is very different than the 5 of us playing Secret of Mana, you know? And there are a lot of people who play games and review games and stuff as individuals online. There's a ton of them. They do amazing work. And we are all better off for the community for having all these people kind of sharing their feelings, because it's building towards this idea of appreciation, this idea that you have sort of an observed and understood sphere. You can define these genres, you can define these timelines, all this stuff. You know, these are the artifacts that help you build this stuff down the road. But there's something to be said for doing it as a team. There's something to be said for doing it as a group of people who can all like come together and work on this stuff and share an experience that is unique to multiplayer gaming. Even for games that are single player, right? Because we have a fair number of single player games we play here on the couch, and we're all still kind of kibitzing while we play. Mm-hmm. And it's not just that it makes for good entertainment, because I do think it helps. Like, I could sit and play Civilization 1 all day, but it wouldn't be the most entertaining thing to watch. I think where it helps is you start to get this sharing experience, because you're sharing the game with everybody that's there with you, and the people watching, you know, online are there on the couch for all intents and purposes. They're sharing that experience too. So I do want to thank all of you for being a part of this. Definitely looking forward to Season 3. New games, new places to go to, new panel lectures, and of course, whatever ridiculous antics the 5 of us decide to fire up for whatever games we've got coming down the pipe.
Be ready. Oh, be ready.
My body is ready.
No, it isn't.
No.
Not even close.
So real quick, Dan, I just want to touch back. You said if you're a Patreon supporter, you get access to our Discord, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, at one point I invited, like, a friend or two that really don't deserve to be there. Should I just uninvite them and make them pay?
It's a bug now. Sorry, bud.
Sorry, you can't be friends anymore. You have to pay.
We could ding them on some back payments that they owe us.
Send an invoice.
Back time.
WGS letterhead, like owed payments for Discord access.
6
Dear Mr. or Mrs. JJAB91.
Because, like, that's, like, top of my list right there.
When you drive up to Maryland,
who he is.
you've been served.
Cheers to you, my friend.
Anything else before we close out?
I think I said everything I need to say for this season.
We said our piece.
Both in-game and here. I think I'm ready to move on, and I'm really excited to do so.
Season 3 coming soon.
Yep.
Well, cheers, gang. Thank you for...
You finish your...
My Parks is gone.
You finished it already.
I'm back onto the magical nectar of coffee.
Oh boy.
So, again, thank you, everybody, for being a part of Season 2 with us, and we will we'll see you at Season 3. Bye.
That seemed to work.
Yeah!
I don't like your odds here, man.
Oh, got the
No. Dang it! Again!
Nice!
Oh.
Damn, I wanted that. Ah, I can't. Really? I can't. I'm not the chosen one. No! Shame. Game arts.
Oh, hey! Look at you!
I'll take 2 tries.
Buildings, so peaceful, so serene, so flammable.
Oh no, I'm gonna embarrass myself.
Oh no. Nothing.
Ours are pretty hard to get away from, but yours like curves.
Wow.
Oh, right on the line. Very nice.
Turkey the
Oh,
10.
it could be.
Oh! 192! Yeah! Maybe the only part of the tree that was flammable was the houses.
Or,
Okay. No, we just banished him to that nearby casino resort. Oh no, that's Konami headquarters!
Technique, finesse, and a whole lot of free time.
Hey, I'm a River Raider.
Yeah!
Oh, wow. Ballsy move from the coach.
What?
And it doesn't pay.
He was right there!
Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah!
Aaron clutches it.
Oh my god.
Would you fuck me?
I'd pluck me so hard.
Where are they?
There they go.